Aye, we give you the facts. It's not what you think. Popeye Newsling, Young King, 1 yard, bless.
Good morning, Popeye. Grandma watch Popeyes every morning and every night.
What am I drink? What am I think? You're listening to Popeye News Links. This is the Admiral Tibet who I represent, and remember, the time is so serious, cantankerous and dangerous. This is Popeye News Links.
Greetings viewers and subscribers. PNL Patreon family birthday shout out to that queen on your screen. Her name is Miss Joy. Now, you remember last Christmas, I told you about a lady at Mount Salem who bake the best fruit cake in Western Jamaica. That lady on your screen is that same lady. That's Miss Joy. Miss Joy, your daughter Nadine, your son Devon, your grandson Prince Tay, and your spouse Steele. They're all asking us to bless you up on your big day. Let's hope that today you're going to be having a wonderful birthday and may you live to see a whole heap more. Miss Joy, you Miss Joy, bless up your nice, clean self. Alright? Now, party goers, starting this Friday, September 15, and every third Friday, Bumper Promotion presents Jello Shots Fridays and Bar Hop Vybz. This will be held at Watercress in the parish of Westmoreland. Now, if you are leaving Ferris towards Bluefields, it's right after you pass the bike shop on your left at Watercress. That bar is across from the 3-story building. Admission is just come out and shell down the bar. A different selector will be present for every event. That's starting this Friday and every third Friday. Check it out. In the news today, we are learning that yesterday morning, Monday, September 11, about minutes after 10 o'clock, a female American national. Her name is Jessica Marie Harris. She's almost 31 years old and she's living in the state of Georgia in the United States of America. Jessica, she arrived in Jamaica last week where she spent her vacation at a hotel on the North Coast. So, yesterday morning, Jessica, she checked in at the Sangster International Airport. She was about to board a Delta airline flight to Atlanta, Georgia, when we are told that her hand luggage was scanned and anomalies were detected. The bag was searched in her presence and it was found to contain one black Davis Industries model P30 semi-automatic pistol with no magazine affixed. Yes, a gun was found in her bag. We are told that when Jessica was questioned by the police, she showed the police her Georgia weapons carry license and told them that that's the bag that she normally carried to work and she did not remember that the gun was in the bag. We are told that documents were produced to show that yes, she's the legal owner for the gun. Jessica, she was arrested and charged for being in possession of a prohibited weapon and she'll be going to the courts tomorrow. So even though Jessica, she has a permit in the state of Georgia, the gun is deemed illegal in Jamaica. So the question is, when is the authorities gonna get serious about securing our borders? That gun, remember me tell you, that gun could have been easily left in Jamaica. It's a very sad state of affair, trust me. In this next story, on Wednesday afternoon, August 30, about some minutes to 6 o'clock, a female vendor, she's in her mid-40s. She was walking along the Thetford Main Road in the Old Harbour area in the parish of St. Catherine. This lady, she was heading home when she was held up by a hoodlum who was armed with a gun. The hoodlum, he used the gun to hit her on her forehead, causing a wound, then robbed her of her handbag containing over 30,000 Jamaican dollars in cash and other items. The hoodlum, he then made good his escape on foot in the area. A report was made to the police who commenced investigation. A guy popularly known as Talbas. He was identified as the robber and he was eventually picked up by the police. Talbas, he was charged by the police. His correct name is Mathew Javon Simpson. He is 22 years old and he is living at Thetford District in the Old Harbour area of St. Catherine. So, Talbas, he'll be going to the courts shortly. In this next story, we are learning that 2 Chinese businessmen, they were beaten and robbed early this morning. Tuesday, September 12th, about some minutes after 12 midnight. This incident, it took place at a house that the men are living on the Froome Sugar Factory compound in the parish of Westmoreland. We are learning that the 2 Chinese businessmen, they were at home fast asleep when hoodlums went to their home and kicked off the back door. The hoodlums, they entered and held up the 2 Chinese businessmen and demanded money. They ransacked the house and one of the hoodlums, he used a machete to hit one of the Chinese several times to his chest and back. They robbed them of cash, cell phones and other valuables. The hoodlums, they then made good their escape. Just like that. Now, we are learning that a licensed firearm holder, he's facing serious trouble with the law. This is due to an incident that took place last week, Thursday afternoon, September 7, about 2 o'clock. It took place along the Tucker Main Road in the vicinity of the Cashpot shop in the parish of St. James. What we are learning is that a 14-year-old male student, he went to the Irwin police station. Now, I'm not sure for what reason he had gone to the station, but when he left the station, he was walking along the Tucker Main Road. On reaching in the vicinity of the Cashpot shop, the allegations are that this youngster, he was approached by the 49-year-old licensed firearm holder who operates a hardware in the same area. It is said that both of them started arguing. It is further alleged that the man, he pulled his gun and the young guy, he walked away. Whilst he was walking away, a shot was fired. The youngster, he ran off and he stopped in a yard where it was realized that he was shot. He had received a gunshot wound to his right hand. He was taken to a nearby hospital where he was treated. Now, the St. James police, they have since seized the gun and swabbed the hands of the licensed firearm holder. Investigations are continuing. Oh boy. Now, in this next story, we are learning that man on your screen, his name is Donald Smith, but he's well known as Dan Smith. He was born on February 5, 1959, 64 years old. Dan Smith, he has been an executive at the Sandals Resorts International for many, many years, and he's the man who is in charge of ground transportation for Sandals. Details in this case so far is still sketchy, but here is what we are learning. Last night, Monday night, September 11, about some minutes after 10 o'clock, Dan Smith, he called one of his workers and told him that he was attacked and stabbed up by a guy who left him for dead. It was the worker, we are told, who called and informed the police. We are told that Dan Smith, he was found by the police suffering from multiple stab wounds all over his body. Unconfirmed reports so far is that he was stabbed over 20 times. Dan Smith, he was rushed by ambulance to a nearby hospital where he was admitted in a serious condition. We are also getting unconfirmed reports that based on video footage, it appears as if this guy is well known to Dan Smith. We are also told that video footage captured this guy searching Dan Smith's BMW motor car after he had committed the act. We are also told that there was no forced entry into the apartment, But what is significant about this apartment complex, and by the way, that apartment complex is called number 22. Like I was saying, what is significant about that apartment complex is its stringent security measures. No man or woman who is not a resident on the complex can enter that compound without being invited. If you talk to even police officers, they will tell you that a lot of times they get juror summons to serve on persons who are living on that complex and they are unable to serve it. And this is due to how stringent the security measures on this complex is. So, is it possible? I'm asking a question. Is it possible that Dan Smith, he may have picked up and carried in his attacker? Or did the person pass through the main gate to enter the complex where the security officers would have been given his name by Dan Smith himself? The guy would then have to identify himself before entering the complex. We continue to dig and we are going to be telling you lots more. But the question is, and by the way, did you listen to the live stream yesterday evening on this channel? Do you remember what I had said about gay lovers attacking their partners and how them deal with them viciously? I wonder what J Flag have to say about this attack. I wonder. In this next story, last week I carried a report about an incident that took place at the Montego Bay Transport Center in St. James early last week, Monday morning, September 4, about 7:30. That guy on your screen, his name is Domonic Poirier, but he was popularly known as White Fox. White Fox, he was a construction worker at the Princess Hotel at Green Island in the parish of Hanover. I told you that that female had stabbed White Fox to death in an act of jealousy. This is after she had seen White Fox with another female. Her name is Sharon Rosette Thompson, but she's popularly known as Tanisha. Last week, Thursday, September 7, Tanisha celebrated her 42nd birthday. Now, I had said that Tanisha, she's from the corporate area, but no, she's from the parish of Manchester, but she was living at Rosites in the parish of St. James. So, Tanisha, she was wanted for the murder of White Fox, and Tanisha, she had no intention to give up herself to the police. Tanisha, she decided to run and hide. Well, guess what? Fight over Dickie, Tanisha. She made a mistake. Tanisha decided to run away to Panama, and she decided to do this by plane. Fight over Dickie, Tanisha. She booked her flight on a Copa airline to Panama, and she went to the Norman Manley International Airport yesterday, where she boarded her flight. Now, Tanisha, she went to the airport and she checked in, and she was given her boarding pass. If you look on your screen, there is Tanisha's boarding pass. But what Tanisha did not know is that a stop order was placed on her at both international airports. Tanisha, she boarded the flight and she was now comfortably seated at 2 o'clock, and she must be thinking, yes, Panama, here I come. Tanisha, she was surprised when a man and a woman walked up and identified themselves to her as police officers and told her to come with them. Tanisha was handcuffed and she was taken into police custody. She was later transferred to the parish of St. James, where Tanisha, she'll be slapped with murder charges. The mayhem. So let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. Have you hit on the love button as yet? If you have not yet done so, remember to hit on it. Also, if you are over here watching our videos and you have not yet subscribed, hit on the subscribe button as also hit on the notification bell. Then click all so that whenever we drop a new video, you'll be one of the first to be notified. And we are learning that early this morning, about minutes after 3 o'clock, hoodlums rode up on a bike and they opened gunfire at patrons and the operator of a popular nightclub at Namprel Road in Negril in the parish of Westmoreland. We are told that the operator, popularly known as Mega Vybz, and a patron were shot. In a subsequent video, I'll be updating this story. Stand by for that. Now, in the final story for today, we are learning that yesterday morning, Monday, September 11, about some minutes after 9 o'clock, a man in his mid-50s. We are told that he's popularly known as Guy. Now, Guy, he runs a shop along the Mount Peter Main Road in the parish of Hanover. That shop, we are told, is right in front of the Mount Peter Primary School. We are told that Guy, he's a licensed firearm holder. Our information is that Guy, he left his shop and he had gone on the road when he received a phone call from someone who was in the shop. It is said that the person told him that things were happening in the shop and loud screaming could be heard in the background on the phone. Our information is that when Guy rushed back to his shop, he saw a guy who lived in the area named Terrence Frazer, but he's popularly known as Bigga. Bigga is about 30 years old and he was living at Golden Grove in the Ramble Police area in the parish of Hanover. We are told that Bigga, he was seen with a machete attacking persons who were in the shop. Our information is that Guy, he called out to Bigga and told him to drop the machete. Bigga, instead of dropping the machete, it is alleged that he turned his wrath at Guy and advanced towards him. It is further alleged that Bigga, he raised the machete in the air to chop Guy. Guy, he pop off and bam bam! Bigga, he got 2 bullets to his chest. Bigga fell to the ground with the machete in his right hand. And that was it for Bigga. He ended up dying on the spot. Now, I'm going to be dropping a photograph of Bigga on the ground over on Patreon because it's too grimy to be shown on YouTube. Whatever it was that got into Bigga, our information is that he gave away his own 3 points. The mayhem continues. Blessed love, everybody.
Tell a friend for tell a friend for tell a friend about Popeye Newslink and PNL Vlog TV. Like, subscribe and share. Quicksilver sing, if we just unite, what a country this will be. If we just unite, Jamaica live in unity. If we just unite, what a country this will be. If we just unite, Jamaica live in unity. Hey, crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. I coulda sunshine or rain. Jamaica, no problem, no pain. Rude boy them knock out can't tame, but me want me country back. Give me country back. To the street and the lane, everybody them start complain. Bloodshed, what a shame, but me want me